Ahoy there, this is Olusegun Yekami of Noso Capital, and coming to you once again with a very short video discussing some recent matters. In front of us, the chart that you can see in front of us is the S&P 500 chart, or the S&P 500 index, I beg your pardon, and it's a bit messy because of the Ichimoku indicator that I've got on there. So let me just shut that down. Okay, that's better. And as you see, excuse me, as you can see, the general direction of the price point of the S&P 500 has been upwards until fairly recently. Also on this same chart, you can see these blue lines. These blue lines are dates that are concerning the coronavirus and some of the progress that that was made. Now, not every single date is on here, but just a few to kind of make a point. Now, if you look closely, you will see that even with these lines, the market kept going upwards. What it tells you, in short, is that despite what's going on outside, the markets will do what the markets want to do. So let's get to the real crux of the matter. The pundits out there, or the talking heads of CNN, BBC, Bloomberg, CNBC, etc., 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 and you know the list, will always have to rationalize what's going on in any market. And have to tell people that, you know what, this is what's really going on, and that's why this is happening. But let's consider for a moment. What if there's other things going on in the background, far more important than what's really going on outside in the external to the market? What do I mean? Well, as you can see, despite the dates, all these different dates, as you can see here, these lines represent the price points of the S&P 500, kept going up and up and up. And all of a sudden we had this massive drop. And despite the fact that we haven't even got a cure for the coronavirus, you can see that the market is going back up. I can assure you the market will do what it wants to do. Having said that, one of the things that wasn't mentioned when the market started dropping was the fact that many retail investors in particular have what you call margin accounts. Hence, their brokers probably put out a margin call against these guys. Now, what's a margin call? A margin call occurs when the value of an investor's margin account, that is one that contains securities bought with borrowed money, falls below the broker's required amount that needs to be in account. Once there's that fall, you have a margin call. And a margin call is where the broker demands that the investor deposits additional money or securities so that the account is brought up to the minimum value. This is also known as margin maintenance. Now, what probably happened is that people got margin calls, and some people couldn't even meet that margin call, so they did what? Sell to close their positions. In some cases, where the retail investor couldn't even meet those margin calls, the broker actually closed down the account. Now remember that trading in itself has become very seriously electronic. A lot of the stuff that a lot of the trading activity that you get on the markets these days is by the trading bots. Now the trading bots will sense this and see this selling, and that will trigger them because they are trained, or they have their AIs trained to look at these things and say, hey, you know what? Things looks like things are being sold off. We better sell off as well. We better close our position. And so the trading bots also have joined in the selling. Hence the massive drops that you get, on the massive drop that you got over a period of about a week or so. Now, to say that there isn't some fear about the coronavirus, that would be a little bit disingenuous on my part. But it's not as much, or as near as near the amount that people think. I don't think it's that much. Because despite the fact, as I've said earlier, that there isn't a cure for the coronavirus, the market is going back up. I would suggest to many retail investor to be cautious when you see the talking heads making a lot of noise. I would always recommend that you look at things a bit differently. And as I've always said to people, and I will say it again, you trade the market that is in front of you, not the one you want. I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, there are people that have made money from the market drops. They've actually taken out puts against the market falling and made a crap load of money. Some people, and I know this for a fact because I know such people. There are some people in a market like this, they've made their entire trading account, they've made their trading amounts for the year. And they're just going to take the rest of the year off. Believe me when I tell you, they're just going to take the rest of the year off. Again, I repeat, you trade the market that is in front of you, not the one you want. And secondly, always remember the market will do what it wants. Never mind what external, variable or forces or situation takes place. The markets will do what the markets want. Now, some of you may disagree with me, saying, well, they could have easily said it's a margin call. But ladies and gentlemen, just telling the people that it's a margin call doesn't create sensation, doesn't sell adverts, doesn't even sell newspapers. But you throw in the coronavirus and tell them, hey, you know what? Because of the coronavirus, the markets are falling, and you make it all dramatic. Trust me, that sells newspapers. That sells adverts on TV. That gets people that don't understand what's really going on glued to their televisions. For those who really know, you're not going to see them getting all dramatic or bent out of shape about it. They're just going to laugh and think, oh, okay, here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, the markets will do what the markets want. I've said this 2-3 times now in this video. I also remind you, because the markets will do what the markets want, your guess is just as good as mine. Remember, keep your eyes and ears open and your trading sharp. Take care of yourselves. Bye.